Oi, gente. Ah, minha blusa. Boa tarde, tudo bom? O chat já tá com mais mensagem do que nas lives normalmente, antes de eu começar. E aí, último Metroid, tudo bom? E aí, Normando? E aí, Nog? E aí, Felipe, boa tarde. Vocês estão vendo, ouvindo normal? O OBS atualizou e sempre que ele atualiza eu fico quase certo que alguma coisa vai bugar. E aí, Capoeira, boa tarde. Boa tarde, Otton. E aí, Camilo, tudo bem? Eu vi vocês falando mais cedo do negócio do Play 5 superaquecendo aí. E aí, Gabriel José, boa tarde. Que nem o Normando falou que uma vez por ano ele abre o PS4 dele, troca a pasta térmica e tal. Lembrando que o PS5 não dá pra fazer isso, né? Porque ele usa o resfriamento com metal líquido. E aí, se você abrir lá, fudeu. Mas a limpeza das tampas ali, tirar a poeira e tudo mais, isso tem que ser feito, né? Principalmente se o cara mora num lugar muito seco. Muito quente, né? Porque daí a poeira tampa tudo lá. E às vezes é provavelmente isso que tá acontecendo com essa galera que tá tendo problema de superaquecimento mesmo. Se não bugar, não é live. Pois é. E aí, Adriano, boa tarde, tudo bem? Madrugada, Otton, que história é essa? E aí, Marcelo Wolf, tudo bom? Mudou o cenário? Não. Faz tempo que tá assim, Nog. Você não sabia, Gabriel? O resfriamento do PlayStation 5 não é feito com pasta térmica. Eles usam um metal líquido lá pra... Tá bom, mano. Uhum. Tchau. Boa tarde, Amon. Tudo bem? Então, Gabriel, ele é feito com metal líquido, que é muito mais eficiente. Não é mercúrio, mas parece bastante. É muito mais eficiente que a pasta térmica, saca? E é justamente pra não precisar da manutenção que a pasta térmica precisa, tá ligado? Porra, massa, né, Normando? Ele me pegou de surpresa lá também. Eu não sabia que ele ia aparecer com a moto lá, velho. Primeiro que já me pegou de surpresa de ter saído, porque desde então ele nunca mais saiu pra tomar uma cerveja e tal. Pra lugar nenhum mesmo. Daí ele, tô aqui na frente. A hora que chego lá, tá sentadinho em cima da moto. Rapaz, metal líquido, nem sabia que isso era possível. É um método de resfriamento muito eficaz, na verdade. Mas é aquele negócio, por exemplo, se você vai lá, desmonta e de alguma forma você deixa esse metal líquido cair em uns contatos que não pode, você queima o bagulho, né? Porque vai dar curto-circuito. Não aceita amizade na PSN? Pera aí que eu já te explico. Então, eu nem olho, cara. Eu não olho minhas funções sociais dos consoles e plataforma de jogo, tudo pra mim é como se não existisse, eu não olho. Daí eu nem vejo solicitação de amizade, eu não recebo notificação também. E assim, até aceito, mas não serve pra nada, saca? E aí, Alface, tudo bem? Também não aguentei esperar, já vi as boss fights do jogo todo. Não diga nada. Você foi lá tomar spoiler, responsabilidade tua, se vira. Não quero nem saber. Diga nada. Pergunta. Opa.
O Thiago Alexandria doou R$5. Amigo, 2 dicas. As skills icônicas quando no máximo pode equipar em outros icon e tem umas missões secundárias que é bom fazer, elas têm simbolo demais.
Simbolo. Obrigado, Thiago. Tá, eu entendi agora. Era uma coisa que eu tava curioso pra saber. É quando elas estão no máximo, então. Você pode equipar em qualquer icon. Obrigado, Thiago. Então, eu não tava fazendo as secundárias até a live passada que alguém falou, faz essas aí. Daí eu fiz e fiquei chocado como eram massa. Não, eu só não olho mesmo, Camilo. Eu só não olho. De início, o que fez eu desativar as notificações foi isso mesmo. Eu aceitava todo mundo e aí os caras ficavam mandando, ah, fulano quer te mandar mensagem, fulano quer jogar com você, não sei o que. E ficava as notificações, sabe, na live, em vídeo, toda hora. Daí eu desativei as notificações, mas eu não uso, né, cara? Eu não jogo fora das lives. Por aí vai. E aí, Gabriel, tudo bom? Os caras não se aguentaram, velho. É normal, normal. Benmer.
That night 5 years ago, we destroyed what for many was a symbol of hope. For a reason they'll never know. We cannot blame them for thinking us the cause of their misery. Though it's to give them a better tomorrow, they see only that we've made their lives harder today. Yet the boil must be lanced if it is to heal.
I can't help but wonder if we've made the right choice.
When Sid said that he wanted to create a world where we were free. Free to choose our own path. I honestly don't think it mattered to him if that choice was right or wrong.
Yeah, Kate.
Our own.
I miss him.
A world where we can live and die as equals. That's what he wanted. What we want. And that's why I bear his name. It's why we've all chosen to bear his legacy. And I'm not going to let anything stand in our way.
Rides over, lovebirds, home sweet home.
Eita porra, lá. O esconderijo tá chique, hein? É uma nave. Não sei, Nog, mas se não pegaram, porra, esse Clive tá foda.
Otto was asking after you. Let's go and see him.
Ah, show, irmão.
Never a dull
Me
moment.
preocupo como só. Mas eu acho que sim. Assim, não necessariamente a Jill precisa morrer pra que ele tenha o poder da Shiva, né? Mas ela não vai... Quer dizer, sei lá. Ela não gosta muito de ter o poder, né? Esconderijo menos escondido. É, pior que é, né?
O Thiago Alexandria doou R$2. Fiquei puto com a morte do Cid, mas fazer o... Quando toca a música do esconderijo quase caiu uma lágrima. Puta história boa e a música sudoeste reforça isso.
Música, por que desgraçado fala música? Obrigado, Thiago. Cara, que cena foda, né? A do Cid.
Ah, there you are, Clive. Word of your adventures arrived this morning. Victor sent his thanks.
I doubt Kupka will miss the fools he sent to catch me. Not a single one of the bearers we saved showed any interest in coming with us. No one seems keen to join hands with an outlaw. Any news while we were away?
None worth mentioning. Gav's still off keeping an eye on the Republican army. Should be back any day now.
Understood. If anyone needs me, I'll be in the map room.
Still can't work that one out. There must be better places than the hull of a gutted airship to bury your nose in a book.
Yet this is where she's chosen to be. And I'm sure she has her reasons.
Quem é aquela? Who is she? Vivian? Quem que é Vivian? Não lembro não.
I'd trust I'm not intruding.
Eu não sei quem é você.
Back from your mission? I'm beginning to think your habit of surviving cannot be attributed to luck alone.
One might say the same of you, Vivian Ninetails.
I'll have you know that only 4 attempts have been made on my life, and none was especially memorable. So, to what do I owe the honor? Could it be that you've come for one of my lessons?
Is that so hard to believe?
Very well then. Shall we start with the state of the realm? To absolutely no one's surprise, she finds herself at the mercy of armies and outlaws. Well, mostly armies. Though that's not for want of trying, is it, Clive?
É
But
filha
the
do
real
Cid?
question is, how...
Pera aí. 9 contos. Que porra de nome é esse? Tá traduzido o nome? Uma acadêmica estrategista que agora reside no esconderijo, onde analisa cada vestígio de informação que chega de fora para descobrir a disposição dos exércitos do reino e daquele que os lideram. As descobertas que ela faz são partilhadas com Clive, que conhece melhor a região. O apelido de 9 contos, do qual ela mesma gosta, foi dado por colegas acadêmicos no reconhecimento da capacidade de falar com eloquência sobre quase qualquer assunto. Não, nada de filho de Cid não. Tá doido?
did we get here?
Fala um negócio desse pra mim.
Long though Sambrek's dominion over northeastern storm has endured, recent days have seen the blight wrest ever more land from her grasp. For which reason she has continued to wage war on her rival across the strait, hoping to claim less blackened pastures. But Odin would sooner pawn his sword than Waloed relinquish Ash. And the Empire pays dearly for every blade of grass bent beneath Sambrequois boots. Little wonder then that Sylvester set his sights on the crystalline dominion, an altogether easier target, possessed of no less ether. It was 5 years ago, while you were busying yourself with the destruction of Drake's head, that the Empire made its move, subjugating its theretofore neutral neighbor. A nation which could legitimately claim to be the center of the world. Certainly, there is no better place to stage an army. From there, the Holy Empire's reach spans the Twins. The non-aggression treaty was the only thing keeping them in check. But if they truly broke the pact without provocation, it is only a matter of time before others reply in kind. The Holy Empire, the Dalmekian Republic, the Kingdom of Waloed, and of course, our friends in Yaran. Who will be left standing, I wonder, when the last drop of blood is spilled?
You were born
Entendi
into
metade só.
inside. Do you not fear for your home?
Oh, dark clouds are wont to gather over the Dominion. Yet in spite of it all, she has ever endured. And when the storm has passed, I am confident she will remain. Now, as to the matter of payment for today's lesson, complete a simple errand for me and we shall consider ourselves even.
Even. Right.
Return this volume to old tomes in the shelves. Tell him it was, adequate.
I suppose it wouldn't hurt to visit our resident historian.
Dante mulher. Boa. É tipo isso aí mesmo. Então, mas o esconderijo, ele é cercado por montanha, né? No fim das contas, ele tá no meio de um monte de destroços. No meio de um monte de montanha. Então, até que tá escondido, sim. Douglas, não só pra console, só pra PlayStation 5 especificamente. Faz sentido, capoeira.
Norseman Harpocrates.
Now that is a name I have not heard for a long time. So long, in fact, I had half forgotten it was mine. Welcome home, Clive. You were missed, as always.
I believe this belongs to you. Vivian asked me to return it.
Ready? Our resident scholar devours books faster than young Tet does lemon tarts. Would that I could do the same. But alas, I no longer possess the necessary constitution for such.
Ah, território, né, normal? Os caras estão brigando por território.
That said, I have continued my search for mention of the creature you encountered at Drake's Head. But without access to the great libraries of Oriflamme or the Dominion, I regret that I have been able to find little and less. I am sorry.
Please, don't apologize. I'll send word to our associates. See if they can't furnish you with more books.
E como é que ficou o fato dele ter visto o Joshua lá, velho?
Mayhap we look in the wrong places. There are still libraries to the north.
I'll see what I can do.
Será que ele acha que foi uma ilusão?
Not too tired to go filching Kubo nuts, though. Always got a pocket for him. Nicks him off the Moogle.
Hush now. We all know there's no such thing as Moogles.
Ué?
The twins seem well.
Como assim?
Aye. Yet they laugh far too little for one so young. The loss of their parents weighs heavy on them. However well they hide it.
Coitado do velho, os caras nem fizeram textura pro rosto dele, né?
From some more than others. And the wounds that remain, they are not quick to heal.
Which is why we must give them time.
O Erickson doou R$2. Tava sobrando kkk.
Oh, sobrando nunca tá, Erickson. Obrigado.
That we must.
Tamo junto.
Just as I must give you the time you need to recuperate. Good day, Clive.
Good day.
Como é que ele falou? Nós sabemos que não existe Moogle.
I should get some rest while I can.
Que papinho, velho. Tem um voando ali do ladinho.
Not back a blink and you're already off solving everyone's problems. It looks good, Clive.
Mas Normando tem um no esconderijo.
I'd had that brand for so long. I'd forgotten what life was like without it. What it was like to be myself. And it's all thanks to you, Talia.
The scalpel did most of the work. Ah, before I forget, a rider was here with a letter from Gav. Otto left it on your desk.
Otto stole us. All right, I'll have a look.
And then you get some rest.
Às vezes não se chama weapon, né? Tá, mas é mais... É a entidade mesmo.
O Demolzama doou R$9,78. Tava faltando.
Obrigado, Daimon. Tamo junto. Muito obrigado pelo donate, amigo. Quer ver, cara? Cadê? Aqui, ó. Como é que o velho fala que não existe Moogles? Tem um aqui, velho. A gente tem o Nectar no nosso esconderijo. E o velho veio falar com esse negócio de Moogle. Não existe. Não, o Clive entende ele. É diferente. Todo mundo vê ele, mas ele não consegue falar com ninguém porque ninguém fala a língua dele. O Clive, por algum motivo, consegue entender o que ele fala.
Does that one have blood on it?
Is it business or pleasure?
É, business or
Wonders weighing you
pleasure.
down.
Essa velha tá esquisita, velho. Tipo, é inútil, né? Fica aparecendo coisa pra comprar aqui, mas... Ah, é só os amuletos. Não tô precisando de nada pra me deixar mais forte mesmo. Ó, Elixir. Aí toda a minha grana se eu comprar esses 2 Elixir aí, vai tomar no cu. Uma espada com coisa do Ramu. Ah, precisa da flama-língua lá pra fazer ela. Vamos fazer. Droga. Eu não equipei. Conquista, vestido a caráter.
O necromante de Jesus doou R$1. Veinha tá querendo dar.
Obrigado, necromante, tamo junto. Ah, é porque eu tô com o equipamento tudo roxinho agora. Mas a espada azul com a roupa vermelha não combinou agora, né? Que espada bonita, velho. Fala sério. E é dupla, não é? Não, só tem uma divisão na lâmina. Você tá fazendo meus aposentos, hein?
Otto was here earlier with a letter from Gav. He left it on your desk.
Tá, o que é isso? Muro das Memórias. O juramento. Ah, o cristal lá. Ah, entendi. Nossa, eu só desbloqueei a primeira até agora. Ok. Mesa de leitura. Relatórios, cartas e outras mensagens destinadas a Clive são deixadas na mesa de leitura em seus aposentos. Novas mensagens são frequentes, então não deixe de passar na mesa de leitura sempre que estiver no esconderijo. O exército republicano marcha pelo Império nas Orlas Gêmeas, e os homens da rocha foram convocados à linha de frente. Eu sinto que algo importante está para acontecer. Quando eu voltar, te deixarei a par de tudo. O Gav é caolho agora, né?
What does Gav have to say?
The Republican army is on the march, leaving Randalar in Hugo Kuka's charge. With him and his men occupied with the defense of the capital, they're less likely to trouble us.
Good news, then.
It's more than that. This is our chance, the one we've been waiting for.
Não que eu saiba, Casim. Pois é, né, Normando? Eu reparei essa espada sobrando ali.
All that we have here, our friends, the hideaway, are they not cause for joy?
5 years. 5 long years. If I could only command this power I've been granted, we might have achieved so much more. But each time I reach for it, it's like something is holding me back.
Summoning an icon exacts a price not easily paid. Your body knows this only too well. It's merely trying to save you from yourself.
And every burden I cannot bear falls to you.
This mission of ours has made me question everything I thought I knew. But one thing has become abundantly clear. The crystals take more than they give. In exchange for momentary comfort, we must endure a lifetime of pain, war after war, loss upon loss. And now they rob us of our very homes, leaving naught but dust and ash. But you're trying to change that. We're trying to change that. And to me, that's no burden.
know, but...
Try not to forget. We're only here because Joshua gave us a second chance. It would be a pity to waste such a precious gift.
He did. He was there. It wasn't an illusion. I heard him call out to Ultima.
Pois é, bicho. Pois é.
If Joshua is still alive, he'll be looking for that thing.
Do you think he will ever come back?
I know he will. And we must be ready when he does. To a world without mother crystals. To sit.
Que coisa legal, velho. Sabe quem resolveria esse problema dos cristais? Ele mesmo. Walter Hartwell White. Eu poderia fazer uns cristais dos bons pro povo, mas eu acho que ele fez cristal do caralho. O Joshua tá estileira, né, velho? Olha.
And so the North is lost.
I knew that the blight spread ever more swiftly, Your Grace. But this is far, far worse than any could have imagined.
E essa mina
It's
é
only
quem,
a
velho?
matter of time before the twins are no more. The world marches ever closer to its end, and here we chase shadows. Tell me, brother, are our efforts in vain?
E aí, Lucimara, tudo bom? Boa tarde, Nightwolf.
Master Clive, a moment, if you... my apologies, I didn't mean to... intrude.
Not at all. We were just discussing strategy.
Speak freely, Otto.
It's Martha, from the inn. She's gone missing. Anyway, I'll be in the mess when you've finished.
Very well.
A tormenta crescente.
What would make Martha leave the rest?
O Gabriel José doou R$3. Só sei que esse japa me pagam por essa tortura com esses dois. 5 anos já dava pra ter 3 filhos e até agora nenhum beijinho deles. Maldição.
Obrigado, amigo. Obrigado. Mas será que não rolou ainda? Acho que não, né? Acho que os caras vão deixar pra algum momento muito importante pra rolar esse BG. Pique Final Fantasy X, sabe? Obrigado, Gabriel, pelo donate. Ainda não tenho caçadas, Gabriel. Só se for isso aqui, ó. Mas aqui não tem missão nenhuma ainda pra fazer. Não deve ter liberado ainda.
What do we know, Otto?
Some lads from the Imperial garrison in Rosaria started a fight over at Martha's Rest. Blood was spilled, bones were broken. The usual. But somewhere in the middle of it all, Martha vanished without a word to anyone. And that ain't like her, Clive. Something's not right.
You think this was planned?
Of course it bloody was. Ever since Eastpool, the Empire's been tightening its grip around the Duchy's balls. They've strung up everyone who's ever set eyes on a runaway, claiming they're traitors to the Holy Throne, conspiring to restore the House of Rosfield to power. And now it sounds like the bastards have turned their attentions to the pallbearers meek enough to stay put. Naturally, old Martha could see the way the wind was blowing, complained that it was getting harder and harder to take bearers in.
And now she's missing. She's fallen into the hands of the Empire. We could be next.
Couple of curse breakers are already on their way to the inn. They should help speed up the search. But if this is as bad as I think it is, you might end up having to save their asses and all.
Don't worry, Otto. I'll make sure everyone gets home safe.
Ô, Almir, sinto muito pelo fone aí. Cara, na real eu não sei, mano. Eu não sei o que você consegue por esse valor, saca? Tem.
Ah, my favorite pupil.
Né? Ah, tá, entendi. Não
Then
quero.
I bid you good
Não
day.
quero perguntar nada. Encontre os rompe maldição. E onde é que tá isso? Aqui não tem nada mais. Tem uma side quest lá. Vamos ver. Pera aí. Ô, Play John, cara, não aconteceu nada demais, mano. O jogo só tá situando a gente que esse aqui é o esconderijo novo, né? Situando a gente do que aconteceu nos últimos 5 anos e tudo mais. Nada muito incrível, não.
Damn blighted bilge. Is everything all right?
Aside from the holes in my hull, everything's roses.
The lake water doesn't agree with it, then?
That's one way of putting it. And unless you got some grand scheme to suck the black from the lake like we do in the atrium, that slurry'll keep eating away at the timber like young Tech does our lemon tarts. Suppose a coat of pitch might stave off the rot for a moon or so. Assuming we had any pitch, which we don't. Not any bloody more. Doubt the old tub's got more than a dozen runs left in him.
Of course, Obolus. Your skiff is our only means of reaching the mainland. Without it, we'd be lost.
Well, I'm glad someone round here sees it that way. To make pitch, you need pitch trees. But in case you haven't noticed, live trees are one of the 1,000 things sorely lacking in the Deadlands. Now, I'm not so unkind as to ask you to fell a faraway forest and lug the logs back here to the mere, which is why we'll be needing a suitable alternative. And it just so happens I once heard the thorny pitchers of Curltail Falls cover themselves in a sticky wax to trap birds and beetles and whatnot. Might be enough to tide me over.
Calda de couro.
Sounds easier than felling a faraway forest. That's for certain.
Ok. Eu mexi no volume do meu microfone ali, agora ele só tá sem.
O Gabriel José doou R$1. O trampo me chama, mais tarde eu volto.
Beleza, Gabriel José, tamo junto. Abraço. Vamos fazer essa missão que o cara pediu aí. Não sei se é essa aqui. É essa aqui sim. Ah, já reconheci que lugar que é. O lugar que tinha um chifrudo.
Easier than felling a forest, I said. Trees don't have teeth.
Um pouquinho de fita isolante, uns durepox. Tá bom.
I can't imagine Obelisk needing any more than this. Time to head home.
Tá bom, era isso? Então tá. Eu vi que tinha outra side quest pra cá, ou era impressão minha? Era impressão minha. Eu tava fazendo o quê? O quê? Thiago, eu não entendi não. E aí, Fernando Augusto, tudo bem? E as enquetes têm funcionado, cara. Vocês podem ver que tem mais gente assistindo as lives ultimamente.
Well, did you find me
Porque tem mais likes.
Find is one way of putting it.
Ugh. Reeks like a chocobo's ass.
Chocobo's ass.
Argo will mind as long as he stays above the waves.
Argo? So your boat has a name? I didn't know.
Yeah. Same as me old man. He was a ferryman himself back before the blight came. The boat's all I have left of him. And thanks to you, he'll sail another day.
Eu não peguei mesmo. Ai, caralho. Aí dá pra pegar melhor agora. Ok, vamos pra main quest. Por enquanto não tem mais side quest pra fazer mesmo, então só vambora. Falei que não ia ficar fazendo as side quests todas, mas no fim até agora eu fiz todas, né?
What happened here?
Come on. We need to find the others.
Ixi. Ah, é aqui onde tem a Marta, verdade. É o boteco da Marta aqui.
Let's get you to a physical.
Sid? What said you'd be coming? I trust you don't mind. Also thought you might need some help. And it appears he was right.
You, could say that, yes. They're saying the Imperials descended like a storm. No one was spared their fury. Martha tried to step in and calm things down, but all her efforts got her were a pair of iron shackles and a hard march.
Any idea where?
Judging by their tracks, they headed towards Sorrowwise Bay.
To the Abbey sheltering Martha's bearers.
The bastards. Jill and I will go after them. You take care of the people here.
We will. But, before you go, one of the locals heard something. He said the soldiers were talking about a culling. I don't know how big this is, but it doesn't sound good. Be careful out there, Sid.
You do the same.
É uma quebra de clima, né? A musiquinha da missão aceita. Eu não vi a habilidade do Ramu. Não tive a oportunidade de ver. não posso comprar ainda. É uma pancadona só. Não é útil essa habilidade, hein? Ok. Tá bom, eu não tenho tantos pontos pra gastar, vou esperar pra comprar a fortuna dele.
Cole is right. That was no tavern brawl. It was a message.
But a culling. Bearers are the property of the Empire. The garrison wouldn't have the authority to act alone. The orders would have had to have come from higher up.
É, capoeira, tipo isso. Que ao invés de chamar de purge, de expurgo, os caras resolveram nomear como uma noite de crime no Brasil.
Look, up ahead. Martha, are you hurt?
Don't worry about me. It's them at the Abbey who need you. You have to do something.
Tell us what happened.
What happened? The damn Black Shields, that's what happened.
The Black Shields?
The bastards caught wind. The abbot and I were helping bearers. They were gonna hang us both. When the sick rose from their beds. Poor souls turned on the Imperials. Distracted them long enough for me to get away.
Then they may still be alive. Martha, do you think you can make it back to the inn? Cole is there with the other curse breakers.
I think so. Thank you, Clive.
Black Shields. Is this some sort of twisted joke? There has only ever been one Order of Shields in Rosaria, and they fought to defend all her citizens.
Seems a step too far, even for the Empire.
Ah, vamos se fuder. Claro que eu vou usar isso aqui sempre.
It's over.
Isso aqui é novo, hein? Esse bicho aqui. Ou não? Não lembro de ter matado aranha. Tem uns caranguejos que eu matava aqui, mas aranha. Escuros pretos é foda. Noctis tá diferente, tá mais gato.
Are we too late?
There might still be someone inside.
Ixi, Maria. O cara já tava morrendo também. Essa não tava, não.
No.
Damn it.
I thought you lot were all spent.
Pelo menos sobrou alguém pra gente punir.
Wait. These two aren't turned.
That bitch of an innkeeper must have sent them. Colluding with the enemies of the Empire.
Não se transformaram? Como assim não se transformaram?
Shall they be punished?
Esses aí são novos, hein?
To dwell in darkness that we may purge the night and
Caralho, que armadura estilosa, meu irmão.
On these our swords we swear.
How dare you speak those words? Have you no honor?
Clive.
This won't take long.
Não vai demorar mesmo, relaxa. O cara tá batendo no meu cachorro, velho. Eu falei pra vocês que agora que eu tenho 3 aí, não acaba mais os skills, velho.
Is that all of them?
I think so.
Laceração, eu não sei qual que é a laceração. Você vê que eu tô usando pro...
He may still be alive.
Yabad. Fiquei curioso que eles falaram que a gente não se transformou. Transformou no quê, mano?
The abbot.
Não, Nightwolf. Essa arma foi feita com a essência do Ramu.
Clive, he's breathing.
We're friends of Martha. We're here to help.
Are the Imperials dead?
They are. Every last one.
If only that were true. The Black Shields will return. The Cullings will continue.
The Cullings.
Rosaria will never be saved. Unless we save her.
Hey.
Tell Mother to beg Sid's aid. And tell her this wasn't her fault.
I shall.
Sid! Where are you? Sid!
In here! We found a survivor!
Quem que tá chamando?
Clive.
Não é mais sobrevivente, não.
He's gone.
Deve ter se revirido e se transformar em pedra. Parada que rola com... Sim, será, mano? Não sei.
We've laid the abbot to rest. But the bearers... They didn't need to die like this.
No, they didn't. But it was their choice. They knew the fate that awaited them and chose to meet it on their terms, fighting for those who fought for them.
Martha said they rose from their beds, threw themselves at the Imperials so she and the abbot could escape.
I've gathered the bearers' remains.
We should consign them to the tide.
There's a drawbridge not far from here. Redux jump. The currents there are swift. If the abbot were still with us, he'd have taken the dust there himself and performed the casting. I'll get someone to...
I'll do it.
Of course. Cole and I will remain here and see to the Imperials.
Isso aqui é longe, velho? Será que dá pra ir andando ali pela água ou será que é fundo? É. Ok, né? Mas é essa aqui é a depressão do cara. Olha, mano. Esqueci o nome desse bicho aí. É um bicho clássico. Ariman, é isso aí. Olha lá. Recompensa é uma caçada. Ameaças notórias. De vez em quando, Clive pode se deparar com criaturas maiores, mais rápidas e mais ferozes do que o normal. Derrotá-las pode render, além de renome, materiais raros que podem ser usados para criar novos equipamentos ou melhorar itens existentes. Você pode obter informações adicionais sobre as ameaças notórias falando com o Mogul no esconderijo Nectar. É lá mesmo o quadro de caçada. Tá fugindo, velho. Pera lá, pera lá. Credo, velho. Aqui eu tô lutando errado, hein. Pera aí. Ai, caralho. Dead. É, esses bichos de caçada tem que ficar ligado, hein? Eu subestimei, eu achei que era mais simples.
Didn't see that coming. That must be the bridge.
Ah, é, Thiago, tem que procurar mesmo.
And bear it out to sea.
And now they are truly free.
I hope so. What of the Imperials?
A pyre was made. It's more than they deserve. We should go back. Cole is worried about Martha.
All right.
Best off staying where we are for now, I reckon.
O que eu não gostei, último Metroid, é que morrer não tem uma consequência grande. Então assim, se acabar a cura e eu acabar morrendo, não dá nada. Eu volto com todas as curas de volta no meio da batalha.
Doesn't mean I won't. Doesn't mean their blood's not on my hands. Cole said you cast their remains. That was good of you. But it should have been me. This was all my fault.
How? You couldn't have known.
But I did. And I turned a deaf ear to the warnings like the fool I am. The rumors started moons ago. Of black-clad devils descending on villages in the dead of night to slit the throats of sleeping bearers. But I assumed it was all just nonsense concocted by the Empire. Nothing but a ghost story meant to make folk think twice about lending a hand to a fugitive bearer.
And in ordinary times you would have been right. What these Black Shields are doing is unthinkable. Which begs the question, why do it at all? My mother obviously has a hand in this. I cannot make sense of her actions.
And picking what goes on in that woman's head is a job for someone with more time on their hands. Right now, I need swords and men to wield them, preferably big ones. If those Imperials think they can come in here again and threaten my people, they're in for a rude awakening. Oh, before I forget, a Stolas from Otto landed just before you arrived. He asked me to tell you that Gav has returned.
Then we must as well. Will you be all right here, Martha?
We can stay longer if you wish.
No need. I'll be ready should the Imperials come calling. Though I wouldn't turn my nose up if you were to lend me a pair of them strapping young curse breakers.
A nova missão está disponível nas proximidades. Tá bom. Símbolo diferente, ó.
Try not to move.
Oi! You there! Don't just pass me by! You handy with that sword of yours? Course you are. Bet you're a bloody marvel with the thing. Now, question is, are you willing to use it or not? 'Cause a flock of noble chocobos are in need of help.
Chocobos?
You heard me right. Wild birds? Hmm?
E aí, Felipão, tudo bem?
And not just any chocobos at that.
Mais ou menos.
Tart and her flock.
Ainda não acostumei a usar.
Birds you ever did see. They protect travelers round these parts from bandits and the like.
Chocobos. Fighting bandits.
It's true. Why, they saved me from a gang of footpads only yesterday. Nasty lot they were too. And now, they're back, looking to settle the score. Well, go on then. Don't just stand there. Go and help them.
Tá bom?
All right.
There's a good lad.
Where can I find these chocobos?
I saw him cut across the way over yonder.
Ah, entendi. São side quests muito importantes essa com esse símbolo diferente.
That is. You save Whiteheart and her flock, you hear me? There ain't a pluckier bird in all the world. She's a hero to us locals. And don't worry, you'll know her when you see her right enough.
I'm sure I will.
And good luck to you. And give those no-good bastards a hiding from me.
Acho que não, Amon. Eu acho que a gente já conseguiu definir quais são os summons que vão aparecer, saca?
Whiteheart. That's quite a name for a chocobo. A white feather. I thought Ambrosia was one of a kind. Speaking of brave birds. Looks like they went that way.
Então, o lance dos summons, o Cid explicou pra gente também, que nesse mundo aqui são 8 summons, são 8 icons, um pra cada elemento. E no caso aqui são 9, né? Porque o Clive tem um segundo summon segundo icon de fogo. Que é uma anomalia.
Got you cornered, Feathers. You didn't think you'd seen the last of us, did you? You've been bad for business. But I reckon someone will pay good coin to mount your head on their wall.
Not around here, they won't.
Oh. And why's that, eh?
Because she's something of a hero in these parts. You hurt her, and I hurt you.
Piss off. Or better still, how about we hurt you both?
All right then. But don't say I didn't warn you.
Ai, ai. Novos inimigos? Uau! Só pra curar um pouquinho de HP. falei, esquivei e não foi, velho.
You're safe now. White heart, I presume. Do you know her, boy?
Não tem o olho esquerdo?
It couldn't be.
Ah! Mentira! Nem tem como não.
Ambrosia.
Ah, para! Como é que esse bicho sobreviveu?
You survived.
Todo mundo evaporou e esse bicho não?
And you found yourself a flock.
Oi! Is it over? I thought I'd come and see how you were getting on. Oh, well, you sorted the bastards then. I knew you would. And the whole flock made it through unscathed.
Thankfully, they did. And not only that.
Well, I'll be. I never stopped to think our hero here might once have been someone's mount. Though I dare say she'd suit a fine fellow like yourself. Reckon our feathered friend must have learned a thing or two from her master. Kind-hearted warrior that you are. Bird like her would have cost a princely sum. You born a lord or something?
Well,
Oh, no, sorry. I didn't mean to pry. Don't matter who you are. You done right by me.
what is it, girl?
She wants her master back, I reckon. Told you. And it seems her pals agree.
Is that it? You want to come with me?
Well, bugger me if this ain't a heartwarming sight. The lads down the stables will be hearing about this tonight. Oh, stay right where you are.
Então tá bom, né? É, ganhou um tapa-olho. Pra quê? Tava bonita a cicatriz, pô. E veio com os brother ainda.
She does indeed. How much do I owe you?
Ah, a few scraps of leather's the very least I owe old Whiteheart. Oh, I'll be sad to see her go, of course. But she's earned her right to happiness and more besides. Don't you worry, we'll get along just fine without her. You hear that, Whiteheart? You've earned yourself some time off. You have fun traveling with your master now. You seem awful familiar now.
E aí,
I get a
Kojima?
proper look at you.
Tarde.
That's it. When those chocobos swarmed my cart on the road, didn't you? No. No, that can't be right. That fellow was a bearer.
Must have been my double.
Oh, must have been, eh? Oh, that'll be the excitement getting to me. Silly sod that I am. Pay me no mind. Anyhow, best be on my way. Good luck to the both of you.
É, tinha que ter um pro Torgal também, né? Verdade.
You take care of your flock for now. I'll call you when I need you.
É, mas tem dois, ó. É um do Torgal. Eu pensei que tinha ficado um só do... Ok. Chocobo desbloqueado. Após 18 longos anos, finalmente Clive reencontrou sua fiel montaria. Segure R3 enquanto estiver no campo para invocar Ambrosia e montar nela. É jogo rápido ainda, hein?
Let's go.
Acelerar R2.
Fly, Ambrosia.
Ah, tem uma resistência ainda no Gatchelion. Tá bom. Os bichos nem me atacam, velho. Ó. Posso passear livremente. Tá bom, vambora. Aqui não tem mais nada pra fazer. Quarto pra esconder Rigel. Pois é, quantos anos ele vive, quantos anos o Torgal vive, né? Where is Gav? Eu quero saber do Mugo.
That broom's as ragged as ghosts.
So Mather's all right.
Tudo a seu tempo, ó, ainda não desbloqueou mesmo. Já cumpri um contrato já e eu não posso pegar contratos. Mas esses bichos me atacavam antes, Thiago.
I hear there's trouble.
Sim, eu faço, mas isso daí é uma idade avançadíssima pro cachorro, não era nem pra ele estar andando direito.
Where's my report?
Tá que ele é um lobo, não sei a idade do lobo. Expectativa de vida de novo.
You're fishing in the wrong barrel. Now sit down, you fool.
So, you remember how quick the Empire was to occupy the Dominion after the fall of Drake's head? And how pissed off all the other nations were that they didn't think to do it first?
Half a century of independence gone at the whim of a madman. So much for their bloody treaty.
Clearly, the promise of unblighted land and the world's supply of crystals was too much for his radiance to resist. And now the Republic's finally decided to follow suit, using liberation as an excuse to declare war on Sambrek. Lined up right outside the Dominion's gates as we speak, looking to starve the Imperials into submission.
And now all eyes are on the Strait of Author.
Well, the two nations beat their shields. The rest sharpen their daggers, ready to set upon the war-weary victor.
They'll never see us coming. It's time we moved on the mother crystals.
Mais um. Aquele que apareceu ali, a gente vai botar pra baixo. Aquele é grande, hein?
Mother crystals remain in Storm and Ash. Drake's Breath near Ironhome. Drake's Fang in Dhalmekia. Drake's Spine in Waloed. And Drake's Tail here in the Crystalline Dominion.
With the bulk of the Republican army marching to Twinside, Drake's Fang will be left exposed.
That is exactly the move Kupka would anticipate. And if there is anything these past 5 years have taught us, is that he loves his traps. There is one place, however, where nobody will be expecting us to go.
Drake's Breath.
There's a shitload of sea between us and it, and I've never been much of a swimmer.
I have an acquaintance in Port Isolde who may be able to help.
Who's that then?
My uncle, Byron Rosfield.
Lord Byron Rosfield of the Seven High Houses, the trade magnate with holdings in over 100 cities. Wait, Rosfield. And you're a Rosfield, of course.
My uncle's name gave him his start in the world, but it was his acumen which earned him his fortune, along with a handsome fleet of ships.
Well, it's settled then. What are we waiting for, eh? Huh?
E aí, Douglas, tudo bem? Eu nem vejo ele recebendo dano, não, mano. Mas é lógico que o Torga é a liberdade poética do bagulho, né? Mas a gente não sabe, né? É um jogo onde a pessoa toma uma espadada e morre. Então, até onde vai a fantasia? Espada de caçada agora. Sussurro do benfeitor, não sei que porra é essa.
What are we waiting for, indeed?
Nova missão nas proximidades. Aí não vejo. Agora eu vou lá no quadro.
That broom's as ragged as...
What's the matter, Nectar? The hunt board? It's where the curse breakers post sightings of particularly fearsome beasts. Those that might pose a threat to our operations if they were left to roam free. Just because they can't be dealt with when they're spotted, doesn't mean they can't be dealt with later. Was that what you wanted to know? Right. Well, leaving your mightiness aside for the moment, the people of Valisthea are going through a lot already. What with the Blight and the war. The last thing they need is ungodly fiends terrorizing them on top of everything else. So if the curse breakers are too busy to help, then perhaps I can. Or at least I can try. Beleza. Me dá a caçada, isso daí me interessa.
As monstros aterrorizando os campos são divulgados no quadro de caçada na esperança de que algum herói valente, como Clive, se prontifique para caçar essas criaturas. Não diz... É só um ranking mesmo, ó. Ranking C, C e B. Esse aqui já fiz. Ou seja, não preciso fazer nada. Eu já ganhei a recompensa disso aqui naquela hora? Eu não reparei. Local, Miranda Alumiada. Sunbreak. Punho rompido. Eu não posso marcar as missões, não posso fazer nada. É só olhar mesmo. E aí procurar. Side quest lá. Deixa eu ver aqui. Beleza, main quest é ali. Eu não posso teletransportar para nenhum outro lugar por enquanto. Eu tenho que saber onde são os lugares, pô. Não, mas não tem nada. Nada aqui. Tá. Vamos fazer aquela... a side ali embaixo, né? Mas o lugar nem tá ali, mano. No mapa pra eu teletransportar pra ele. Não é pra eu me preocupar com isso agora. Pera aí.
I think it's alright to touch him. See, I was hoping to speak to you.
Is everything all right?
Oh, yeah, it's just, well, as you know, we've been trying to grow fruit down here.
It's good to know that something of the old hideaway still lives on.
Martel's pride and joy. It was a sapling when she rescued it from the rubble, but look at it now. All our hard work's finally paying off. I took it on, you see, after she died, and now the fruit's finally ready to eat. And not only is it ready, it's actually tasty. Sweet as you like, in fact. She bred the bitter right out of it.
Impressive. And welcome news to more than a few, I'd say.
I thought this first harvest could go to the curse breakers, on account of all they do for the hideaway. You couldn't take them some, could you? Seems better them coming from you.
It'll be nice being the bearer of good news for a change.
Oh, thank you. She always had a soft spot for that lot, see? And once they've had their share, I'll see to it that everyone else gets some. Here you go. Martel apples, they're called, in honor of her memory. You hear that, Martel? Today's finally the day.
Dos verdes são side quests.
Did you come through the forge today?
É meio grande aqui, né, velho?
Sid built this place.
Caraca. Cheio de zero coisas pra fazer.
two look like you could use something to eat. Here, courtesy of Martel.
Martel. Now, where have I heard that name before?
Weren't she the girl from the Furrows?
Course she was. An odd sort, that one. Loved plants more than people.
Aye, and brave as a bane might. Remember when she ran back into the hideaway to collect them trees when Titan attacked? Wait.
These aren't those apples, are they? Well, I'll be. She'd have been proud, and rightly so.
Nossa, eu fiquei olhando pro NPC do carinha e achei que o jogo tinha travado, porque ele ficou completamente imóvel. Que esquisito.
A gift from the backyard. For your service.
Blimey, these take me back.
Aquelas... Então, uma sombra xadrez ali, velho.
Old Sid was the only one who could stomach the things. He'd nab them right from the branch, make Martel livid. Not that anyone could stay mad at the man for long.
That sounds like the Sid I knew, all right.
Planning on keeping that lot to yourselves, were you? Hang on. These aren't Martels, are they? I'm glad to see someone carried on what she started. Can't have been easy, not in the Deadlands. Reckon she'd be happy knowing all her hard work didn't go to waste. Clive, tell the lad down in the backyard to run some over for me, will you?
Not so much as a thank you. Well, I've got some manners at least. Thanks, Sid. You can leave the basket with me. I'll see that the others get their share. Oh, and give our compliments to the gardener, won't you?
That was the last of the apples. I should head to the backyard and pass along everyone's regards.
Nossa, aquela quest totalmente desinteressante essa aqui, né? Natal.
And you say Sid built this place?
O jogo ele oscila entre... Ai, tá dando soninho. Caralho, que coisa foda! O tempo todo essa oscilação. Agora mesmo eu tô assim... Ai, ai, preguicinha de andar até os caras, né? Essa musiquinha aí tocando, pensando... Oh, dá até pra tirar um cochilinho.
The Cursebreakers send their thanks. And their compliments. They were clearly very fond of Martel.
They remembered her? After all these years? I suppose she was very kind, even to a tongue-tied lummox like me. You were one of the good ones, Martel. Why did you have to die? She put everything into her work. She wasn't going to rest until we had fruit sweet enough to enjoy. And now we do. When she died, I named the sapling after her. And now it's a full-grown tree. Martel lives on through the fruit it bears.
And through you. Her dream would have died with her, had you not kept it alive. That's something to be proud of.
I didn't do anything really, but thank you. You're kinder to me than I deserve.
By the way, Otto's expecting some of your crop. And I wouldn't mind some of it either, if that's not too much to ask.
Of course not. I'll see that you're both well provided for. They like your fruit, Martel. Isn't that wonderful? I'd say it's about time we planted you some siblings.
Humberto, que spoiler o que é isso aí da live passada, velho? Então você perdeu, bicho. Mas foi da live passada. Tem gente que também não. Mas daí complica, né? Vai assistir a próxima missão da história sem ter visto a live passada. Aí fica difícil. Não tem como você fugir desse spoiler, sendo que é mencionado o tempo todo.
Do you think it was wise to leave, Gav? He didn't seem pleased.
I needed his eyes and nose in Dharmekia.
E próxima batalha você vai ver eu tacando os raios do Ramu na galera e eu fico, ué.
He has a knack for that sort of thing.
That he does.
And wasn't it Sid who said that matters such as these are best left to dominance? Especially should one of his beloved opportunities to grow and change present itself.
É, monte. A espadinha, inclusive, aí, ó.
Return one day. Return to Ironhome.
É a terra dela, né? Verdade.
After learning the truth, you were given the chance to face your past. If I am to continue at your side, I must do the same.
We will face it together then.
To the end.
Come on.
Acho que dessa vez a gente vê a Shiva, hein? Só vimos ela no início do negócio. E aí a Jill é toda contida, né?
How far do you think your mother's reach extends? Will we find the same tragedy in the south as we did at Martha's Rest?
More than likely. Which is why we should hurry. There are still many settlements between here and Port Isolde. We visit as many as we can and hear their stories. Starting with the village of Amber. Fly, Ambrosia! Alright.
É mesmo, é? Vocês querem brigar? Então vamos brigar. Me atacou porque quis. Ok, eu vou a pé. Andar de chocobo não é tão prazeroso. Você tem uns pernão, né? Os chocobos desse jogo aqui. Cara, não dá dano, parece, né, velho? Tem uma habilidade do Ramu ali que parece que tá dando dano mesmo, as outras... Não.
Mockery of justice is what it is. Lord Elwyn would never have stood for this.
Quiet, you! I think we're loyalists.
Jill, look.
Rosaria must be cleansed of the stain which befouls her, that she might rise once again from the ashes to welcome a new dawn.
Sem papo com esses malucos aí, velho.
It would be a pity to make examples of you all for the transgressions of but a handful.
Of course, your lordship. You shall have our full cooperation.
Vamos, Clive.
business could the Black Shields have in a village this small? There's barely room to hide a bearer.
Then they must be here for something else.
You fancy dancing a gallows jig like the miller's son?
Paga nada.
Excuse me, but what was all that about earlier?
You haven't heard? Someone's been stirring up trouble. There have been attacks on the garrison, supplies stolen. They even say a Black Shield was murdered. The Empire wants answers, and what the Empire wants, the Empire gets.
Black Shield bom é Black Shield morto.
Keep your ears open, eh? The Black Shields will pay good coin for information on the culprits.
Tem que matar mesmo.
Dull as a sack of stones to think you could take on the Empire? What with their 100 full legions? 100? I heard it were 1,000. We're going hunting for outlaws. How do you know that? You seen him, didn't you?
I'm sorry.
The Black Shields. Just now. You seen them, didn't you? At least I think they was a Black Shields. Can't say I ever saw one before.
Was this the first time they visited the village?
What do you think? Amber's the arse end of nowhere. And they thought we might be harboring firebrands. Huh. If only we were. I might have turned them in and become a Black Shield myself.
You don't think these firebrands the Empire is looking for could be us, do you?
I don't know. But we need to find out.
Primeiro objetivo, fale com 2 aldeões. Segundo objetivo, fale com as pessoas.
We are travelers.
I know that. What do you want?
We couldn't help noticing those Imperial soldiers who were here earlier.
Don't you go telling these strangers a thing. I speak for the people of this village, and we have nothing more to say to you. You are to leave Amber and never come back.
May I at least ask why?
I don't know who you are or what brings you here, but your presence puts us all in grave danger. The Empire is a harsh master. Its demands are great, and its justice swift. But as long as we keep our heads down and pay our tributes, we are left alone. Some might call it submission. But if it will spare my people the Viceroy's wrath, then I will gladly submit. This village will not become another East Pool.
Pois é, né? Melhor a gente vazar mesmo.
These people live with a knife to their throats. In the mistaken belief that if they cooperate, my mother will show them mercy.
Obedience.
A mamãe tá fazendo hora extra no mundo, Clive.
Right.
Sorry, it's nothing. We still don't know who the Black Shields are looking for.
Well, whoever they are, the Imperials deem them worth pursuing to the back of beyond. But other than Martha, who else in Rosaria would have the courage to stand against the Empire? A new ally would certainly be welcome. Can we find them before the Imperials do? Perhaps the next village will yield more answers.
Perhaps.
Mãe solteira. Viúva ainda.
This pass will take us through the mountains.
And directly into the path of whoever or whatever lurks here.
Eita, olha. Ah, esse daí é daqueles que tem dentro daqueles tipo de templo lá, né?
Ever since the aborted faith, we've seen more and more of these echoes.
What do you think is breaking them? The mother crystals collapse.
I have an idea. You're not going to like it.
Errei o cara, velho. Já que tá aqui, né? Faz carinho na Jill também. Na Jill não dá pra fazer carinho, velho. Tava fazendo faz tempo, se desse. E esses caras aqui? Porra, bem agora que eu não tenho mais a minha habilidade pra usar. Tá bom, não preciso dela. Posso fazer assim, ó.
More of my mother's men. You're finished.
Mais dos homens da minha mamãe. Mamãe do cara também tem um monte de homem, né, velho? Ué? Cara, é realmente um negócio que incomoda um tanto. Os bichos não ter dano elemental, sabe? É o que eu disse, esse Final Fantasy aqui mal dá pra chamar de RPG, velho. Morri, velho. Eu não me liguei que tava usando o negócio do Ramu. Mal dá pra chamar de RPG, porque vários elementos de RPG mesmo estão faltando aqui, né, digamos assim. Olha, voltou lá em cima. Eu fiquei usando o negócio do Ramu, não me liguei, velho.
Let's go.
Tipo, não é tão mais rápido, né? Não é tipo, nossa, vantagem. Ó, esse ataque do triângulo dá um dano bom. Os outros não. Tá, e o lugar que eu morri, mano, tinha um negócio diferente lá, né? Quero tentar encontrar de volta. Porque tinha um bicho lá que eu podia interagir só depois de matar os outros em volta. Mas eu já não tô nem reconhecendo o caminho que eu fiz, velho. Eu vim por outro caminho, não sei se dá pra voltar lá agora. Tendo a narrativa bom já faz jus a palavra RPG. Cara, não quando você tá falando de um jogo, né? Então você vai me dizer que The Last of Us é RPG? Resident Evil é RPG, tá ligado? Faz sentido. O combate com as estratégias e tudo mais, eu acho que é uma soma de fatores diferentes que formam o elemento, o estilo RPG, né? Ô, louco, o bicho fugiu, velho. Aí, The Last of Us pode ser RPG, considero Dead 2 como um. Cara, é porque aí você vai ter que levar o termo RPG pro termo original, né? Esquecer o que a gente chama de RPG. Nesse caso, se você for falar que o role-playing game na sua definição original é o que define RPG, você se sentir no papel do protagonista ali e tal, nenhum outro Final Fantasy RPG, se for nessa questão. Porque não é sobre isso, né? Os outros Final Fantasy. Não é sobre imersão. Não precisa. Ele não é um RPG mais. Ele é um jogo de ação. Um jogo de ação hack and slash com elementos de RPG, né? Ele é menos RPG que o Dark Souls, por exemplo. Ei, Matheus, tudo bom?
You were told to stay in your homes.
The Black Shields.
You know who we are, and still, you would bear your steel. Why then, we owe you our thanks. You have saved us the trouble of an interrogation. To dwell in darkness, that we may purge the night and welcome lasting dawn.
Nossa senhora, velho.
On these, our swords we swear.
Say that again.
Nada a ver a legenda, velho. Nossa, você viu o que ele falou? I'll show you a true shield of Rosaria. Brabo, Clive. Brabo, Clive. Pega eles, Clive. Coitado dos caras. Humilhados. Oi, tudo bom? Normal.
Tell me what I want and the end will be swift. Who are you looking for?
Why, you. We come bearing a message. Your friends have been found. The branded you freed from our camps. They await you in Ordeal. Guardians of the Flame.
Those are Old Hill's gates.
Then we hurry.
Ixi. Vai falecer todo mundo, velho. Jurava que eu tinha visto um baú aqui. Tem cara de armadilha, né? E eles nem pensam, bicho.
Find something, boy. Death.
Oh, found her.
Caralho, uma galera, velho.
This was my mother's doing.
Tô falando, Clive. Hora extra.
Why would anyone?
I don't know. I never truly understood her. But this...
Oh, Clive.
I will learn what madness drives her, and I will end it. We should go.
Yes.
We can't leave them here like this.
We won't. But if the Black Shields have made it this far south, they may already be in Port Isolde.
Se os caras fizeram estrago, hein?
We're approaching Buick Bridge. No, I doubt the Empire would let us cross over to Rosalith.
I did, Mummy. I could hear him shouting from down the road.
No, you didn't hear nothing.
They're all Rosarian.
But this is their home.
I'm hungry.
Galera do deserto? É mesmo, Gabriel? Por isso que ele tava reconhecendo. Os NPCs são tudo meio parecido, né? Aí fica meio difícil pra gente. de seda. Bonita visão da cidade.
What happened to this place?
My mother happened. The nobles who lived here didn't stand a chance. Let's hope my uncle fared better.
Nossa, a Taylor Swift fez estrago, hein, velho? Tinha que ter acabado com ela lá no início. Tudo porque o pai do Clive não quis transar com ela aquela noite, certeza.
Have mercy. Voice-ridden dogs they are. You can't ignore us forever.
Let us in or we'll die on your doorstep.
Better out there than in here.
Oh, get enough
Fuck off.
And you jealous bastards. Those crystals belong to us all.
I said, where were you, filth?
Será que ela tem ideia de que é o Clive?
No chance of slipping through unnoticed. We'll need to find another way in.
Nossa, e ela vai ficar louca de saber que ele é um dominante, né?
I thought we might be able to reason with the guards. Or at least bribe them.
I suspect everyone in that crowd thought the same. Was that the only way in?
Officially, yes. Strictly speaking, no. My uncle once told me that the nobles had tunnels built, so that they could visit town without having to walk amongst the rabble. But Lazarus... We'll find our way into the city there.
If you're sure. The entire place looked abandoned. Do you think it's safe?
As long as it is abandoned.
Mãe dele é esperta, isso sim, Gabriel.
The good news is we haven't seen a single black shield since Old Hill.
Maybe they found who they were looking for.
É o que eu falei, os cara aqui desse mundo aí que pega os portadores e os dominantes, escraviza eles e tal, é os nazistas daqui, né? A mãe dele, o que vocês acham que é? Nesse papel aí, quem vocês acham que é a mãe dele?
This is nothing like I remember it.
How quickly a crown can lose its luster.
Not abandoned then.
Oi! Visitors!
Apologies. We'll show ourselves out.
Acertou, fácil. E aí, Ian, tudo bom?
Or not.
Esses caras pensam que eles são, né, velho? Olha. Quem que os caras pensam que eles são, mano? Vocês vão chegar e me matar? Simples assim? Ah, com certeza, Gabriel. Mas é igualzinho. Só falta o bigodinho.
I've only ever seen one man fight like that. And he's long dead.
Then perhaps it's time you joined him.
Nossa, caralho. Ô, Clive, vai com calma aí.
blessing of the Phoenix.
Ou não.
It can't be. I was there when you died.
Ele não é aquele cara que ajudou a gente, não é?
Forgive me, my lord. I knew not whom I addressed. You have naught to fear from us. Founder, it really is you.
It is. So wait.
Aquele que tirou o Joshua do quarto, né? Que salvou ele. Que legal.
We can speak inside.
Ignorada, Jill. Nossa, eu não acredito, é você mesmo. Uau, dá um abraço, beija na boca, daí olha pra Jill. Você nunca vi, não.
And those who wouldn't bend the knee?
We left before the Empire could make examples of us, though we didn't go far. And we banded together to form the Guardians of the Flame soon after. Alas,
a roupa que o Joshua tava usando, não é?
a handful of aging shields can do against
Esse
the might
pano
of an
vermelho aí no
empire.
pescoço.
But we've seen to it that their stay has been anything but pleasant. Of late, though, we've had our hands full just trying to keep the Duchy's few remaining bearers out of the Imperial's clutches.
The Cullings. We saw what happened in Old Hill.
Aye, the foul work of the Black Shields and their mistress.
You mean my mother? But it doesn't make sense. Even knowing what I know about her. Her hatred for bearers was no secret, but she wouldn't have been ignorant of their value to the realm.
No offense, my lord, but in case you haven't noticed, the Lady Annabella couldn't care less about the realm. She barely even cares for her own home. That much has been plain since the slaughter at Eastpool. And, since granting the Holy Emperor a new heir, her obsession with bearers only seems to have grown. As to why, I don't know. Maybe she can't bear the thought of anyone having the power to challenge her beloved son.
Her son.
Sir Wade, the Black Shields have broken camp. They march in full force for Buick Bridge.
Não tem outra criança, é isso?
Make ready.
Deu um TDAHzada aqui, eu não sei se eu prestei atenção direito.
This is their main host. If we remove the head, perhaps we can prevent what happened at the docks from happening somewhere else. If I do nothing, then the blood of their next victims will be on my hands.
Yours and ours. We too have witnessed the crimes these men who dare call
Não,
themselves
Bahamut
shields
é
have committed
filho
in my mother's name.
do imperador lá. É do imperador, né? Aquele cara.
We must put a stop
É
to
porque
this
tem o império e tem o tipo, tem a galera que tem imperador e tem a galera que tem rei. E aí vira uma bagunça que eu não sei mais.
For the good of Rosaria.
I was hoping you'd say that.
E aí, Juliano?
Very well.
Tô ok, mano, e você?
If that is your wish, I would be honored
Tudo bem, mano?
to serve at your side.
And we at yours.
So, Wade, let us do our duty.
With pleasure, my lord.
I imagine this endeavor will require more than just our wits.
Then let's hope Sir Wade has a good quartermaster.
Tell us then, Sir Wade. What is your plan?
Ô Camilo, vai até as 5, velho.
You, Lady Jill and I make for
Aí à noite tamo aí de volta.
and provoke the main host at their encampment. Sensing an opportunity to end the Guardians, the Black Shields will call for reinforcements, who will be met from the rear by parties of my brothers hidden throughout the surrounding hills. This will allow us to wage battle on the bridge without fear of being overwhelmed. While the Black Shields have an advantage in numbers, you see, they prefer to fight in small units, which we can use to our advantage.
How small exactly?
Small enough, now that I have you and Lady Jill for company. I doubt I could have done this on my own.
But until we arrived, that was your plan. You haven't changed a bit.
So Wade, the bearers from Old Hill have been laid to rest.
Very good. Now make ready for battle.
As you command.
Thank you, Sir Wade. Perhaps now they will find peace.
There is but one thing which will grant them peace. Putting an end to the Black Shields.
And so we shall.
Vamos mesmo. Irmão bastardo do Clive, pois é. Peraí, durante a missão principal, companheiros diferentes dispostos a ajudar poderão viajar com Clive, porém, dependendo do destino, eles podem preferir permanecer no esconderijo. Dependendo do destino. Dependendo do destino da missão.
How long have you been pursuing the Black Shields?
Since they burned their first village. We tracked down the bastards responsible.
Que meia-noite, rapaz. Tá louco? Não falei meia-noite. Falei mas à noite.
That got their attention. It's been a game of cat and mouse ever since.
Look at me sideways.
Come along now.
There they are. On your command, my lord.
Ah, vocês querem matar esses caras aqui? Sem problema.
What is it now? I told you. We bear a message for the Vicereine. From the Guardians of the Flame.
Ha! You presume to tell us that a pair of filthy vagabonds, a woman and a dog, could guard aught against the might of the Black Shields? Then come! Die along with your flame!
Tá bom, só presta atenção nisso que você tá falando aí, cara.
Forest area! Forest area!
Então agora segura.
On these our swords we swear.
Cadê?
Reinforcements from the far bank.
Ah, tem reforço. Que coisa. Aham, exatamente,
A noble
Gabriel.
stand, albeit a misguided one.
Que da hora essa armadura do dragão deles, velho. Dá a impressão que se evoluir a patente deles até certo nível, vai ser o Maliketh, o líder.
Is in dire need of cleansing.
Nice try.
There's no one left to keep them occupied. We need to finish this.
You mean finish him?
Nossa! Eu não vi meu HP, tava acabando, velho. Cheio de cura pra usar e não usei nenhuma. Também tão pouco risco de... Nossa, voltou um monte. Caramba, agora eu tô vendo consequências de morrer. Boa. Gostei. Matou que eu nem vi, velho. Eu não sei, Nog. Não sei, mas parece que ela tem o tal do sangue nobre lá, né? Então, pode ser. Eu acho que a intenção dela era justamente isso. Quem sabe conseguir um herdeiro da Fênix ali, né? O Joshua ainda tinha falado que a Fênix... Por que a Fênix só fica dentro da família deles mesmos e tal. Então, provavelmente é o sangue dela que... Só que como o Joshua ainda tá vivo, e eu acho que talvez ela não conte com isso também, eu acho que ela tem esse lance de frustração aí, né?
Reinforcements from the far bank!
More dragons.
The Imperials aren't taking any chances. I can't say I'm flattered.
Ó, esse negócio do Ramu eu não gostei muito, cara. Ele para a batalha inteira, né? Daí tem que ficar esperando ele marcar os alvos. E não dá dano.
Albeit a misguided one.
Então, Otto, claro, daí agora eu fico pensando, pô, tem que cuidar pra não morrer, velho, porque senão eu vou ter que refazer o negócio todo. Que até então, tipo, a morte voltaria no meio da batalha com esse cara aqui. Olha lá, ó. Apertei o negócio do Ramus sem querer e deu nisso. Segura! Tô com 45k e nem sei no que gastar essas grana aí, velho.
I don't see any more.
É, então, só aquela ali que eu achei paia, Gabriel. Uma delas é mais ou menos porque eu tenho que usar colado no inimigo. Mas aquela do bolinha ali eu não gostei, não.
We sent every last one of the rotten bastards straight to the mud. Lord, perhaps this will be enough to stop the Cullings. For the time being, at least.
Perhaps. Though I doubt my mother will take this loss well. She'll move swiftly to see her minions' ranks replenished.
And then it will all begin again. I often wonder if the nation we once knew is gone for good. Her fields rot. Her people starve. We battled to preserve the flame that was, but for every foe we fell, another springs up in its place. Yet be that as it may, it is still our home, and we must fight for it. As we always have, and always will. For as long as the Firebird's flame burns in our hearts, the Duchy cannot die. And her loyal subjects may dream of a day when the Rosarian standard flies over Rosalith once more.
So wait,
Think we should fall back to Port Isolde before the garrison sends reinforcements? A sound strategy, my lord.
Ué, nem fui eu que falei. Acho que gigante talvez não, não sei, velho. Pior que não sei mesmo. A da Mantoise já apareceu e não é grande daquele jeito.
And how long has my uncle been funding you and your comrades' endeavors?
Since the beginning. Lord Byron was the first person I turned to after forming the Guardians. And had I known of this tunnel back then, I wouldn't almost have been hanged by the city guard for trying to sneak over the wall.
I suppose a formal request for an audience would have appeared suspicious.
And appearances must be maintained. Were the Vice-Regency to catch
Gesto
wind
padrão
of
de
Lord
NPC,
Byron's
né?
involvement in our movement, they'd seize his estate and send him to the gallows, where he would be of no use to anyone. And so, though it sickens him to the soul, he plays the part of the loyal lord, knowing that one wrong move might prove his downfall. It is why he remains ever vigilant. Don't be surprised if he refuses you an audience, especially since you're famously dead.
Then I will have to think of a way to prove that I am neither wraith nor wrongdoer.
I might have something which could help with the latter. It's the mark of the Guardians. Display it, and those who love Rosaria will know where your loyalties lie.
I shall wear it with pride.
Be sure that you do. I don't want my men attacking you again.
Ainda acho que seria mais legal se essas insígnias ficassem tudo no peito dele, assim, ó, na roupa.
Could have been here to see you. Or the Lord Commander.
Thank you, Sir Wade. If there is ever anything you need.
I know. Go on now, my lord.
Mansão Rossfield. Eles conseguiram então?
Accommodating. Do you really think they believe we are who we say we are?
Not a chance.
Será que é a Taylor Swift?
Right, I guess. My uncle believes we're imposters here to rob him. And means to string us up himself.
É o tio dele, então, não é a Taylor Swift.
Imagine my surprise when I was told my nephew had come to visit. Clive Rossfield died long ago. And for uttering his name here, you shall pay with your tongue.
Ele olhou pra cara dele e falou, puta, não é que deve ser mesmo?
You would mock me as well?
Ué, que porra foi essa?
It is I, Sir Crandall of Camelot, loyal servant to Her Serene Holiness, Saint Sybil, the Unshod.
Nem a Jill tá entendendo, velho.
Meadow, thou vile sorcerer, for thy crimes against church and crown, I shall have thy head.
Curse thee, infectious flax wench. Even in death, must thou plague me still? Very well. I shall open the gates of hell, that thou might see thy charge once more.
Bravo, Uncle. You're still the finest Meadow in the twins.
Oh, Clive, my dear boy, it's really you. You always were fond of that scene from The Saint in the Sanctuary. Never did let me play Sir Crandall.
I have a favor to ask, Uncle Byron.
Rutherford, inform the kitchens. There'll be guests. We dine immediately.
But, Uncle...
You can't very well regale me with the tale of your miraculous preservation on an empty stomach. Go on, sit. See that you use the good plates, Rutherford.
Não tô entendendo não, Bert.
So you arrived late to one of her cullings, did you? Since becoming Vicereine, Annabella has been a constant thorn in Rosaria's side, but these atrocities are a new low. Something has changed. Quite what, I don't know, but the woman we knew is gone, and a monster sits in her place.
A monster.
For better or worse, I've been charged with governing this town, and thus must maintain the illusion of obedience. That's all I can do to aid Wade and his merry band of revolutionaries.
So he's told us. You have risked much for Rosaria. Our nation will be forever in your debt.
It has been 20 years, Clive. The nation your father and your forefathers fought to defend is no more. Perhaps it would be otherwise had I the courage of my brother. All right, if it's a ship you require, a ship you shall have. I've a galley in port, but recently relieved of her cargo. She can be outfitted for the voyage in a matter of weeks.
So you believe us then?
Galeão, ele falou, não é galeão?
Believe you? Ha! Only a fool would believe even half of the things you claim. But until tonight, only a fool would have believed my nephew still lived. And besides, I have it on good authority that Clive is telling the truth.
Whose authority?
Your own, of course. You've always been a terrible liar.
Is that true?
It's not untrue.
Let's say no more about it, eh? It wouldn't do to linger on my nephew's greatest failing.
Mano, a música, velho!
The one thing I cannot believe, though, is all this about you being Sid. You were always such a good boy, but now you're quite the outlaw. Which, if I'm not mistaken, would make me an outlaw's uncle. Right then, who shall we pillage first? Rutherford, fetch me my cutlass. This will be fun.
Nossa, aí você pega uma host do Final Fantasy VII e mete no negócio aí, é pra pegar meu coração todinho.
Over there. Go on. She's a fine ship, isn't she?
Once outfitted, she'll bear us across the boiling sea to Drustinus in the space of 3 days.
Something on your mind?
Monsters. When I served the Iron Kingdom, I did so because I saw no other choice. Because once they learned that the lash would not move me, they turned it on those who could. And so I became their puppet. I let them pull my strings, telling myself it was not my hand that swung the sword, but another's. I removed myself from the truth so I wouldn't feel the pain it caused. And before I knew it, I no longer felt anything. Anything at all. I had become a monster.
Jill.
I don't want to be a monster, Clive. Do you understand? I want to choose a different path, a better path. To live on my own terms. But before I can do that, I need to come to terms with my past.
And when you do, I'll be standing there with you, just as you stood with me.
Thank you, Clive. I must atone for my sins. Only then, when it's done, will the monster cease to be.
Just promise me that you won't die with it. Now, Let's get some sleep. The journey back to Benamir is long, and there is much to tell the others.
Ah, não foi dessa vez de novo, cara. Que saco. Porra, Clive. Desgraçado mesmo. Tô concordando, mano. O bagulho já virou tortura já. Você tá louco?
Only the Founder knows what awaits us in the Iron Kingdom. But Vivian could probably make an educated guess.
Eu acho que quando rolar esse desfecho do arco da Jill aí, eles se resolverem, aí vai acontecer.
I didn't take you for a scholar, Ivan.
Oh, this? Well, it's Valisthea, a culinary pilgrimage. I borrowed it from old tomes. Seems there's no creature in the realm so foul it can't be cooked up into something delicious.
Think I'll stick to the unfoul ones, thanks.
Oh, where's your sense of adventure, Sid? Honestly, one glance at these recipes, and even you would trade in your sword for a butcher's cleaver. From spit roasts to sweetmeats, this book has them all. What I wouldn't give to bring these recipes to life.
If it's my blessing you're hoping for, then by all means.
Well, I'm no hunter, Sid. The first ton of worm I came across would be the death of me. But you're made of sterner stuff. Would you help me resurrect one of these recipes?
Something tells me you won't be taking no for an
Nossa,
answer.
dá 10 de XP a missão, velho.
I'll help.
Tipo, nem mecanicamente vale a pena fazer a porra das side quests, velho.
Chance's Stew. It was once a favourite among the Gormans of Oriflamme, if the author is to be believed. Though Molly's never heard of it. The only problem is that while the recipe is extremely detailed in most respects, it's infuriatingly cryptic as to the main ingredient. A beast, no doubt. Most likely something that would make easy work of a simple cook with more broth than brawn, but unwanted violets. I've no idea what they might be.
Does the book say anything else?
Well, only that the sweetest violets sprout atop the bed of roses.
Roses. Rosaria, perhaps? One of the butchers in Martha's Rest might know something. I'll ask next time I'm there.
Nossa, você vai dar mó trampo de fazer a quest ainda. Não sei, Nog. Talvez sim. Opa, tem uma importante ali, ó.
There are new billets being posted every day. But not enough.
O que é isso aqui?
Oh, Clive! Welcome to the Patron's Whisper.
The Patron's Whisper? Does that mean someone else is taking care
O
of our
Matheus
friends
Alface doou R$1. Plot twist, beijo M porque na verdade, ambos têm interesse no cachorro.
That's still me. It's just
Credo, véi.
Thorin has a toll.
Obrigado, rapaz.
Blackthorn has his hammer. I thought a new name might liven things up. I still catalogue every item that arrives, in addition to setting aside those tokens of appreciation the sender has specified are to be presented to you personally. Would you like to see if we have any? Your benefactors are a generous lot.
Concluir missões secundárias aumenta o renome de Clive, inspirando benfeitores anônimos dos continentes gêmeos a fazerem doações em dinheiro ou itens pela causa dele. Fala com Desirê, sussurro do benfeitor, refeitório. Tá, eu recebo donate aqui, ó.
You earned this.
Ok.
Here you are. All yours.
Anel do Berserker, olha aí. Tem umas
Come
coisas
again.
úteis.
I may have more for you.
Esse anel aí. Aumenta temporariamente a potência do ataque que cada esquiva precisa. Tá, é bom, mas não. Bem, eu tô com um negócio bonzão aqui, velho. Não vou mudar eles não. Por enquanto não. E aí, já rola já? Rola. Então agora eu vou pôr no lugar desse aqui, ó. Mas na verdade, ó, esse aqui e aqui. Pronto.
Clive! Oh, am I glad to see you?
Nossa, não combina nem um pouco a voz dele, né?
It's Blackthorn. He ain't himself. And if I'm honest, he ain't been for a while. Normally it only takes a couple of drinks to perk him back up, but not this time. Something's getting him down. And whatever
É
it
isso
is,
que
he ain't
o
telling.
Alface te respondeu, Crazy.
It's like he's lost his spark, you know? He's barely got enough fire in his belly to get the ump about stuff. But I'm thinking he might if we both bent his ear, because he respects you, innit? So, what do you say?
Fine. If you think it will help.
Knew you'd understand.
Eu não sei o que ele
But if he
falou pra
doesn't
mim.
want to talk, we let him be. He'll open up when he's ready.
All right. Now, he'll only smell a rat if we both turn up at once. So, I'll go first, and you can meet us at the forge. Wait a bit, then head over when you're ready.
How did we never hear about these Guardians of the Flame?
Technical note.
That monster's taken quite a liking to Lady Karen.
First August, and now you. What are you pair up to? What's it got to do with me?
August was worried that something had been weighing on your mind. I thought you might want to talk about it.
Did you now? I told you not to stick your nose in my business. What'd you go and do?
Clive just wants to help, innit? What's so bad about that? Talk to him. You never know, you might feel better for getting it all out in the open. Please, mate. I'm worried about you.
Phil shut you up. It's nothing really. Stupid. Not the sort of thing you bother people about.
Why don't you tell us all the same?
Karen and I have an arrangement. I keep an eye on Goots, and she shows me what the competition's up to. Interesting arms and armor, things like that. Anyway, the other day, she shows me a cuirass she's come by. Masterpiece of level work. Light, supple, and tougher than it had any right to be. Made my stuff look like every clumsy shit. I should have brought the bastard thing there and then just to study it, but I was too proud. And now every time I reach for my hammer, I'm reminded that I'm not the craftsman I thought I was. There. You happy?
Realmente, é
You got what you
besteira.
came for. Now piss off.
All right. We're going. I always thought of old Blackthorn as a bit of a force of nature. Like a storm cloud full of hail. Didn't think anything could rattle him. Least of all a stupid piece of leather.
Blackthorn's always taken pride in his craft. Questioning it means questioning himself. Something tells me this is only going to get worse. If he has doubts, it will affect his work, which will only add to his problems. We need to nip this in the bud.
I couldn't agree more.
He said he should have bought that cuirass. Perhaps we should track it down for him. Assuming you're happy to help, that is.
Too bloody right I am.
Glad to hear it. First things first, then. We need to speak to Karen. Karen, do you have a moment? Blackthorn mentioned that you'd recently come by a leather cuirass. An exquisite example of the craft, from what he told us.
And he ain't been himself since he saw it. So we thought we'd buy it for him.
Sorry, sold it already. Didn't think Blackthorn cared for it the way he turned his nose up. But it was nicely put together, that's for certain. Even if the bloke who made it is a bit of an odd one. Happened across him on my travels. Makes all his stuff to order, but the fella who commissioned it refused to pay. He didn't like the colour of summit. So I took it off his hands for a fair price.
You don't know where we might find him, do you?
Like I said, he's a bit of an odd one. Doesn't even have a workshop. He don't trust hunters neither, which means he spends as much time out tracking beasties as he does working their hides.
I see.
He did tell me something, though. Apparently, his next commission's for a set of griffin hide greaves.
Here, there's a griffin on the hunt board. The curse breakers were placing bets on who'd bag it. Now, where the bleeding hell was it sighted? Somewhere in Sambrec, maybe? Care Northern, that was it.
Thank you, Karen. We'd be lost without you.
At least you admit it.
So, it sounds like going after that griffin might be the best chance we have of finding.
Só o protagonista, assim, crazy.
I'll leave the hunting to you.
O resto, pra ser bem honesto, mal faz alguma coisa, velho.
I'll ask around the markets. See if I can't sniff out who he is and where he's hiding.
Good idea.
A gente só dá uns comandos pro cachorro, mas eu também acho inútil. Fala de caçada para localizar o hipogrifo. Harry Potter agora.
Typical nobles.
Olha lá. Não, mas não é esse. É esse aqui. Quer Norvin. Tá bom. É ranking B, hein? Tá, eu tenho que caçar o hipogrifo mesmo, né? Aqui é só pra eu ver o quadro, beleza. Então, vamos ver onde é que é o quê. Eu não sei onde fica as coisas, velho. Caceta. Aqui. Aonde que é Cair Norvin? Eu não sei onde que era, pra mim que ficava no canto aqui pra baixo aqui. Esse mapa é muito confuso pra mim, velho. Lost Wing, e ficava perto de Lost Wing, né? Cair Norvin. Ah, o portão do Prado Glorioso Cair Norvin. É aqui, né? Ou não? Lost Wing, blá blá blá. Aqui não diz nada mais. Pois então. É meio confuso, né? Eu tô no mapa, tá ligado? Mas não dá pra eu chegar aqui e entrar no minimapa da... Ah, mapa local. Dá sim, ó. Dá sim. Mas é tudo o mesmo mapa, né? Sunbreak. E assim, o quadro de caçadas é só lá mesmo, né? Não dá pra eu voltar e ver aqui. Daí, tipo... Quadro de caçada pra localizar o hipogrifo. Eu vou ter que voltar lá pra ver, mano. Quer ver? Eu vou ter que ver exatamente o local onde fica, tá ligado? Olha lá, o hipogrifo fica portão oeste de Quer Norvent, Sunbreak. Portão oeste, ou seja, portão da esquerda, é isso? E mirada alumiada também tem alguma coisa. Então aí eu tenho que vir no mapa. Ó, portão do Prado Glorioso e Quer Norvent. Onde seria o portão oeste? Ó, Vale Norvent. A mirada alumiada tá aqui, onde tem um dos coisas. Mas não tem nada chamado portão oeste aqui, né? Nada com esse nome específico, saca? Portão do Taverneiro. Portão do Trabalhador. Ah, todos esses lugares aqui tem um nome, ó. Nossa, mas daí lascou tudo pra encontrar esse bicho. Eu vou ver se eu acho esse outro que tá por aqui. Ixi, já são 5 horas da tarde já, agora que eu vi. Então, pra cá é pra ter um dos bichos de caçada. Mas não tem como saber, a não ser que eu fique caminhando por aqui procurando ele, né?
Let's go. Faster.
Será que é isso aqui?
Let's go.
É, ó. Esse é um das caçadas. Aí que tá.
This isn't gonna be easy. Too slow.
Bora! Aí esse do Ramu volta bem rápido, velho. Essa skill mais forte do Ramu volta bem mais rápido que as outras. Os monstros ranking S deve ser brabo, né? Tá louco? Mas é uma boa recompensa. 6 cai 200 só.
Rest well. I know I will.
E eu percebi que o que eu achei que era XP lá nos outros coisas não era. Era. Renome. Pois é. Portão Oeste. Aqui atrás de mim tem um caminho que eu nunca peguei. Será que não pode ser por ali? Por isso que eu não acho no mapa? E aí, Kurai? Chegou depois do final da live já, pô?
Fly, Ambrosia.
Aqui, né? É. Mas é só um lugarzinho. Nada demais aqui. Pois é, ele não anda, não compensa muito ficar andando com o Chocobo, né, Alberto? Ah, mas é que eu tô fazendo hora extra, né, Kurai? Cara. Portão. O Sacro Império de Sunbreak. Vale Norvent. Será que teria que ser por aqui assim? Meio confuso, né? Bom, à noite eu procuro direito isso daí. Eu acho que não vai ser, cara. Ó, porque tinha um lugar específico chamado Quer, que foi onde eu fiz a missão, aquela do desafio, tá ligado? Ah, tem, Mario. Final Fantasy VII e o 9, você só pega certas coisas se você fizer o Chocobo mais foda. Porque nesses aí, os Chocobos, dependendo da cor, eles têm funcionalidades diferentes, né? Um anda na água, outro anda na água mais profunda. Outro sobe montanha. Ó, fiz esses dois aqui. Ainda tem mais esse pra fazer. O que diz ali é local. Portão Oeste de Carnorvent, Sunbreak. Portão Oeste. Não tem nenhum lugar com esse nome. Eu tenho que deduzir onde é que tá. Enquanto passavam por uma trilha que conecta a ala perdida a Caer Norvent. Um dos membros se deparou com um vento tão forte que... Ah, entendi. Eu tenho que ler ali para ter uma ideia melhor. Entre a ala perdida e Caer Norvent. A ala perdida é lá onde eu acabei de ir. Quer ver? Eu não sei o que. Ala perdida e Caer Norvent. Então seria entre aqui e aqui? Será que eu vou ter que vir andando daqui lá pra baixo assim pra descobrir? Porque seria entre um e outro aqui, né? Tipo pra cá assim, ó. Acho que sim. Bom, vou salvar meu jogo aqui e às 8 eu tô de volta, tá bom, gente? Aí a gente descobre essa caçada aí. Eita, fiz 2 saves sem querer. É nóis. Até depois. Tamo junto. Um abraço pra vocês. Obrigado aí pela companhia. E a gente se vê, tá bom? Tchauzinho. Valeu.